Please welcome Bloomreach co-founder and CEO, Raj de Datta.
Welcome. Thank you all. Thank you all for being here this wonderful afternoon. Thanks to Joe Pine. Another round of applause for Joe Pine. Well, here we are, 9 months after the last BR Connect in San Francisco. Feels like 9 years to me because that's how much has happened in the experience economy as a whole, and certainly that's how it feels at Bloomreach in terms of what we've been up to over this last 9 months. So much to talk about in this next 30 minutes, but also so much to talk about in this next day and a half. And so let's jump right in. Let's get started. Connected experiences. Of course, this conference, BR Connect, it's called BR Connect for a reason. It is, of course, about each of you connecting with each other, about us at Bloomreach connecting with you, about you connecting with our partners. It's about connection. And indeed, as we heard from Joe, it's an absolute economic imperative. Delivering the kind of connected experience that he was talking about in example after example used to be a way to stand out. Now it's about survival. In the competitive world we are in today, with the commoditization of products and services around us, delivering that unique, distinctive experience is the only lasting competitive advantage in the market we're in today. And here at Bloomreach, we're in the business of trying to figure out how to offer the kind of software, the kind of partnership that enables you to offer those kinds of unique, distinctive, connected experiences. So if we're going to talk about connected experiences, who exactly are we connecting with? Or what exactly are we connecting? Well, it starts, of course, with the most important person in the world, your customer. And she is ever more busy than ever before. On the go, interrupt-driven, brands communicating with her everywhere, lots of different modalities, lots of different devices, lots of different parts of the consideration cycle, hard to keep up with. And our job in providing a connected experience is to connect with her in that moment of truth, early in the consideration cycle, and then later on when she's actually thinking about buying or transacting. We want to occupy not just the transactional space for her to do business with us, but we want to occupy the emotional space to be memorable. And that's what delivering a connected experience looks like and feels like. Well, let's go a little deeper. We've heard about the inspirational connected experience stories. How exactly do we deliver a connected experience? Well, connecting is about connecting with the customer, but at Bloomreach, we really think about connection as you all bringing to bear all the assets of the enterprise together to deliver that kind of a connected experience. Each of us have been in the business of ultimately delivering products and services to our customers. And so it's kind of weird that in so much of how we build digital experiences, the product part of our experience and the content part of our experience have largely been disconnected. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. That's not how the customer thinks about the world. The customer is starting first by evaluating how or whether they should build a deck before they get to the part about which supplies they should use to build the deck. And historically, the way we have communicated with customers early in the consideration cycles is with content, with videos, with storytelling, with articles. And how we've communicated with customers later in the consideration process is by delivering the right product at the right time. So bringing content and products together is the first most important connection in delivering a connected experience. After we do that, then we come to data. We live in an age, we all know it, we live in an age of AI, of machine learning, of data science. And so it's not good enough to guess what experience to deliver to the customer. It's important to be informed by the data we have about that customer. She or he is voting with you in your digital experience every moment. Every click is a vote. Every interaction, voice interaction is a vote. Every purchase is a vote. Every non-interaction is a vote against. Each of those data points then need to be harnessed to then deliver the right content and product to him or her at the right time. And finally, when we're delivering that experience to the customer, we got to think about marshaling the full spectrum of services and products and infrastructure that we have invested in over tens, if not 50 years into that digital experience. If we're talking about financial services, how do we actually connect that with our trading system? If we're talking about e-commerce, how do we connect that with our e-commerce system or our order management system to provide a real-time view of what kind of products we have in our supply chain? Each of those systems have to be connected in real time into the front end, into a connected experience. So connection, each of these lines between each of these 4 endpoints is an important connection in delivering the connected experience. And then we got to do that multiplied millionfold. Because it's not just about connecting with one customer on one interaction, it's about connecting with millions of customers across tens of interactions, across hundreds of modalities, across thousands of moments. It's an n squared, squared, squared problem. And it's the kind of problem that requires us to marshal the best of AI and machine learning to do for us. Said another way, if our Experience Cloud isn't making our experiences better while we are sleeping at night, then your experience is actually getting worse. That's what you should expect from your Experience Cloud. So here we are, BRX 2019, and what we want to stand for, if there's one thing we ask you to walk away from this conference, it is go headless to win in commerce. And so we're going to talk a lot about headless today. We're going to talk about the technology, we're going to talk about why the technology is important, we're going to talk about how to actually make it happen. But each of these words is really important. First and foremost, it is about delivering the experience. It is about delivering that experience in a cloud-based, service-oriented way. And it is about the core infrastructure working in an increasingly headless world. So before we get into technology and product, let's start with the why. Why do we even care about any of this? Why does it matter? Well, I don't know about you, but I'm not sure very many of us came to the beautiful Dogpatch neighborhood to take a joyride down Lombard Street for fun. We are here, ultimately, for business outcomes. And this platform, this infrastructure, this cloud, this was built for business outcomes. This was built to grow. How do we grow? We grow by delivering unique, connected experience. What kind of business outcomes are we talking about? Well, we're talking certainly about more revenue. We're talking certainly about more margin. We're talking certainly about more customers, more engagement, deeper engagement in more moments. We're talking about any call to action. Could be a sign up, could be a view. But what I would ask you is, when you're thinking about the right kind of technology stack for your business, ask yourself, put the hype aside, put the technology gobbledygook aside. We'll get to the gobbledygook, by the way. Before we get to that, ask yourself, am I going to get clear business outcomes? Because business outcomes should actually be pretty obvious. If the business outcomes are not obvious, the rest of it doesn't matter. So when we talk about business outcomes, I want to tell you a story. You're going to hear about connected experiences over the course of this next day and a half. And so I want to tell you a story about a highly unique experience that only Bloomreach can deliver to you. You will have heard great stories. You heard about Carnival Cruise Lines and many others a little bit earlier. Well, this is a story about a fictitious retailer called Pacific Electronics that you're going to hear about from us here at Bloomreach. Now, Pacific Electronics is an interesting company. It really wants to get ahead of the trends. It specializes in moon travel-related products. It is in the business of making sure that anybody that wants to travel to the moon can go there and in one fell swoop learn about what it takes to go to the moon and then acquire the set of supplies, products, services, and otherwise to actually go to the moon. So Pacific Electronics, the fictitious retailer that Bloomreach built, happens to employ our star merchandiser. Her name is Mary. She likes Starbucks coffee. She is a particularly unique merchandiser because she's thinking about the customer all the time. She knows her job is to make sure that when her customer visits Pacific Electronics, that she delivers to that customer an amazing, memorable, highly unique, personalized experience. Now, one of her customers is represented by Sarah. Sarah is a brand affinity-oriented repeat shopper at Pacific Electronics. Now, Sarah, in particular, has an affinity to Sony products. And so Pacific Electronics knows that she's got that brand affinity. So why would Mary ever serve her with this generic experience around Moon-related products. She wants to really make sure that she merchandises Sony products to Sarah when Sarah arrives. So that's the task at hand. And Mary at Pacific Electronics is ready to get started. And so here's my challenge. She is going to build. She's going to first learn about, and then build, and then optimize a unique, personalized digital experience for Sarah in 53 seconds. Let's go. So she comes into our Insights tool. She sees the fact that Sony products are trending. Fortunately for her, the marketing team has created a number of assets related to Sony products to enable her to build the personalized experience. So she takes the generic banner that is on the site, on the homepage. She drags and drops a new banner, a personalized banner specific to Sony-related products. And having selected it, she can, in a matter of seconds, deploy that into a preview screen on the homepage. Having deployed that, she then counts on Bloomreach AI technology to specifically select the smartwatches that map to Sony-related products in a revenue-optimized way and select those products totally algorithmically, map them, commerce to content, into the page, hit publish, and go. It's live, 53 seconds. So, what did we just do there? Seems pretty simple, right? We just edited a website. No. First, we figured out that we had a persona interested in Sony-oriented products. Then we figured out how to, in a matter of seconds, take a marketing creative and edit a component on a page. By the way, not just on a page, but on an SPA, on an Angular front end, on a React front end, on an IoT device. We're able to take that content asset and bring it to the fold. Then we can then match the content with the products. Never been done before. Remember, these were separate silos before. So now the technology says, I am going to know that the products match the content, and I'm going to select just the right set of products, optimized for the business, revenue optimized, optimized for the customer, personalized. It's going to select those products, build them in, and then she's going to be able to, if she wants to, test that experience on any platform and do all of that in 53 seconds. Okay, it might take a little more than 53 seconds. But the point here is that we've never before democratized this kind of unique, differentiated, connected experience delivery to business users ever before, and now it's possible. It's not just about the homepage. It's about building homepages. It's about building landing pages. It's about new product introduction and storytelling. Wide range of use cases to democratize these capabilities to business users, to marketers and merchandisers. All of this is part of a growing trend. For us, we think it's about bringing products and services online. We have a terrific customer here from Cedar Fair who I believe represents this kind of trend, the kind of trend that Joe was talking about, where it used to be that we came from an era that the job was what we call the marketing era of websites and apps. The job was go bid for ads on Google and Facebook, build a website as a set of landing pages, and drive an acquisition of a whole lot of traffic. Well, that era is behind us. We are no longer in the business where the purpose of the website is to market our products. The purpose of the website, app, or other digital experience is to deliver entire experiences in real time. It is putting our entire product and services online. E-commerce is not marketing my retail store. Online banking is not marketing my banking. It's putting banking online. It's putting commerce online. Well, if I have to do that, I need to not just be thinking about the business users. And so when we think about BRX, first and foremost, we think about the people that build experiences. And who's that? Well, the people that build experiences are our IT teams, our developers, our partners. And you know what? They are super tired of the old, crappy stack. The days of the monolithic commerce platform as the heart of our commerce infrastructure are behind us, dead, gone. We need a headless world. Let's step back and think about it. We go through the process of spending several $1 million on a replatform. That was upfront. We then spend the money on the ongoing services to stand that up. It takes us 12 months to do it, maybe. Okay, 18. That was an exaggeration. It's up and running finally. We're working through the bugs. Did we, at the end of that, deliver a great customer experience? No, all we did is we delivered a great transactional backend. Then we start the journey of figuring out the customer experience. Well, the customers left us by then. Doesn't work. That's not the world we believe in. We think it's super important to think about one's commerce stack and to have the right commerce infrastructure. Don't confuse what I'm saying. We totally believe in the importance of the commerce platform. But let's re-platform if the core goal of our efforts is to have the right kind of transactional backend system. Let's not think about the commerce platform as the solve for our customer experience, connected experience needs. For that, we need a headless experience cloud. And the evidence is in on this. We have now 300 plus customers that are using great platforms like Salesforce Commerce Cloud and Oracle ATG and SAP Hybris and so many others. But what they're doing is they're really thinking about BRX, the Headless Experience Cloud, as the front end of the customer experience and using the commerce platform for what it's good at, which is handling the back end of the commerce experience. So go headless to win in commerce. This is the architecture of the future. Our developers are going to take us there, whether we like it or not. Let's embrace it. Let's make it happen. Going headless in commerce gives us the kind of velocity that we absolutely need to innovate and compete in this connected experience era. We can think of BRX, the Headless Experience Cloud, really as the experience cloud for a headless world. It is a mandatory part of the technology stack to deliver on that kind of a connected experience, to enable that kind of velocity, so that the next time we have a cool new technology trend that's the next IoT or the next voice, it can be added to our site experience in a matter of days, not in a matter of years. Let's dive a little deeper. I promise this is the only architecture diagram in this deck. But this is the world we all live in today, so let's understand it. We live in a world of multiple digital channels. We know that. We also live in a world of the e-commerce platform being the center of the universe. That e-commerce platform, we sometimes struggle to deliver against all these different channels, but we use it as the centerpiece to do so. We also use it as the basis to connect all of our back-end systems into. And so that's kind of where we stand today. Well, come along a brand new set of front-end technologies. Technologies like Angular and React, Node.js, building client-side applications to serve the front end so that we can provide app-like experiences in every touch point out there. Client-side, fast, sticky, beautiful. So we start then the journey to the modern architecture of the future, the headless architecture of the future, first with a set of custom front-end applications. But the custom front-end applications by themselves don't deliver a great connected experience. They are the rendering mechanism by which we get there. Sitting right behind it is the Headless Experience Cloud. And we'll have great sessions with Aryeh and Zun to really double-click on what this really means. But you can summarize it as the Headless Experience Cloud is a collection of microservices, a collection of services to power the experience in real time. Those collection of services might be things like better search or better personalization or better browse or content as a service. Collection of services accompanied by collection of amazing, beautiful tools that marketers and merchandisers can use to curate, manage, personalize, test against those experiences. The first set is the real-time set. The second set are the management tools, all powered by the AI and machine learning engine, all used to deliver this connected experience across data, content, systems, and products. Now, didn't we start this conversation talking about commerce platform? What happened to the commerce platform? Well, you'll see it at the bottom right, headless commerce. Headless commerce is the core architecture of the future. It is an essential service of delivering a great commerce experience. And so the headless commerce platform remains an integral part of this architecture. Except instead of playing the role of both being the transactional backend and being the front end, it does what it does best, which is providing the right kind of transactional backend as part of our architecture stack. With this kind of stack, you get the kind of velocity the developers crave with the kind of business control and business results that we as businesses are all here to deliver. So I know what you're thinking. Okay, sounds cool, but you know what? If I take that picture back to my CIO, my IT leaders, they'll be like, give me a couple of years, we'll get there. And indeed, there is a revolutionary way by which to do it, and we see tons of brands and manufacturers, typically enterprises that are earlier in the life cycle around digital, they will be totally replatforming their environment. They will be embracing headless commerce, a headless experience cloud, and rethinking their infrastructure to create the kind of business results and connected experiences we talked about. We call that the revolutionary approach. We have a terrific group of partners that we work with to deliver against that. More and more brands are taking this approach. It creates ultimate flexibility. But here's the good news. This is not the only way to get there. And we see an equally large number of our customers take a different approach, a more evolutionary approach. And it kind of works like this. They say, you know what? I don't have time for a commerce replatform. It's going to take me years. That's okay. I'm going to start the journey of microservicifying my back-end services on my existing commerce platform. And without needing to replatform, I'm going to take BRX, slot it in front, and deliver an amazing personalized experience. They both work. And that's the good news about the headless experience cloud. Revolution works and evolution works. So that brings us to summer 2019 and the summer release of BRX. I'm so excited to share with you today all the amazing technologies that our engineering team has built over this last 9 months that we're going to share with you. Once again, I encourage you to attend the sessions from our CTO, REA, and our CDO, Zun, who will tell you more about these, but super excited about them. And I tried to tell them, let's stop at 3, and they were like, no, we got to have one more. So it's 3 + 1. Here we go. It starts where we always started. 10 years ago, I started Bloomreach as a search company. Well, here's the good news. We're still a search company. And not only are we still a search company, we are the best commerce search company in the world. I can say that with conviction. I can say that with the A/B tests. Thank you. The results are in. They're in from a wide range of verticals. They're in from a wide range of A/B tests. They're in from a wide range of user studies. This is the commerce search infrastructure of the future. So we started with search, but we've been on this journey together where we've gone beyond the search box, search beyond the search box. Because it's not just search in the search box. It's search powering the browse path. It's search powering the landing pages. It's search powering SEO. All different incarnations of search, search beyond the search box. Well, today what you'll hear from us is the next phase. First, we'll take you further beyond the search box, and then we'll take you to search as a platform. It's going to be awesome. Can't wait to tell you about it. And it starts with BR Pathways. So Pathways is our newest capability that we're announcing today. And Pathways you can think of as guided selling applications. Guided selling applications being helping your customer figure out through the journey of building that deck, first what the supplies are, what kind of deck, and ultimately into what products, but guiding them through the experience so that it isn't purely the customer has to do all the thinking, but we guide them through the process of delivering them the right products and services to create this kind of connected experience. And it starts with something that's been around for a little while, in large demand, I should say, from our 300+ customers and many of our prospects, which is Bloomreach, where are you in the recommendations world? Good news. Bloomreach Pathways with recommendation pathways coming out in the next 90 days. We're going to help you power your recommendations in a unique Bloomreach way. And when we think about recommendations, the Bloomreach take on recommendations isn't going to be, here is 2,000 algorithms, please go figure it out. We're going to figure out exactly the right commonly used use cases, things like people who viewed this, bought this, or people who bought that, bought this, and the usual cases of recommendations. But it's going to work seamlessly with your search engine and with your category browse. Because why should we ever have a world when she filters in the navigation or puts something into the search box, and by the time she arrives on the product detail page, shouldn't the recommendation unit understand that context? Of course it should. So why would we ever have recommendations and search come from two different places? They should come from the same stack. All finding methods via the same infrastructure. And same with Mary the merchandiser. She shouldn't have to go put global merchandising rules in 3 or 4 different systems. It should be in one place. So recommendation pathways, very excited about that. The next step in our innovation is something we call custom pathways. And here's where we get to search as a platform. So the interesting thing we saw with a wide range of our customers is people started to take our APIs and do interesting things with it. For example, we had a customer come out and say, let's go figure out a way to promote own brand products. We know that we make higher margin on own brand products, so how do we just make sure that in the search carousels we show the relevant results, but we promote own brand products? That got us thinking that really search is a platform where it should not be that a collection of algorithms built by Bloomreach is the solve. It should be that a collection of algorithms gets you most of the way there, but if you want to put your unique special sauce into our algorithms to deliver a unique experience, remember what Joe said, customization is the answer. And indeed, with custom pathways, for the first time, I think ever, we are opening up a commerce search engine to put it in your hands, 10 years of machine learning and AI technology now available for you to customize to create bespoke experiences that might be specific to your business. And we've seen, as I said, own brand products. We've seen our fashion customers come away and say, I want to figure out how to promote trending products since the last visit. We've seen our B2B customers come away and say, I want to create precise fitment between these auto parts and these autos so I can create a highly unique collection of products and parts that go together. Custom pathways, the creativity is unlimited. We're excited to share this with you. We hope you'll play with it. We hope you'll innovate with us. The second major innovation is around the Headless Experience API. And here we come full circle to Headless. So we know that Headless is the future. We've talked about that. Headless creates incredible developer velocity. You can plug and play multiple services into the front end. We stand for Headless. But being headless is not good enough. We need enterprise-class headless. And what do I mean by that? Well, if you go out and you use a traditional headless CMS, plug it in, developer's really happy, awesome, up and running, content repository, got it. Marketer comes along, says, you know what, I want, where's that WYSIWYG interface where I can just like edit a page? I used to be able to do that. What happened to that? Oh, that went away with Headless CMS. File a Jira ticket for that. We'll get back to you. Oh, I also want to be able to add a new component, a new service into the page. Can I do that? Actually, that'll be 3 Jiras. Add that in. Now, we want to personalize the experience. We said personalization was key to a connected experience. How do we personalize the experience? Where's the targeting? Where's the personalization? Where's the AI? We kind of lost that with the headless architecture. We got that on the development roadmap. Make that 2.5 years. We'll build that for you. And finally, IT comes in. GDPR compliance. Got to think about API fairness. Got to think about how we do audit trails. Got to think about how we govern headless in a way where we can make it production worthy. Well, we got to go build all of that. Well, here's the good news. From a Bloomreach perspective, with the Headless Experience API, which I encourage you to talk to our team about, for the first time, you can have all the development and velocity benefits of Headless with all the enterprise readiness such that those 3 things, marketer and merchandiser empowerment, IT control, and personalization, can all happen and still maintain Headless. It's here for real. It's the only system in the world that permits those things to happen. Very excited about the Headless Experience API. And finally, the Bloomreach Starter Store. This has been in the making for a while, and it has been at the heart of our promise to deliver commerce velocity. And so with the Commerce Starter Store, we have been able to create the standard set of components for B2B and B2C environments. And that means everything you need to power a commerce storefront. All the components, pre-built. That includes integration with best-in-class search and merchandising, as we talked about. But really importantly, it comes pre-built with the best headless commerce providers in the market today, many of whom are here today, folks like ElasticPath and Commerce Tools and BigCommerce. It comes pre-integrated with those kinds of headless stacks, so you don't have to worry about doing that work yourself. And what we have seen from this is that building a brand new commerce experience, we've had a client go soup to nuts with the Commerce Starter Store in less than 8 weeks, up and running, modern customer experience, end to end. That is the kind of velocity we're talking about. So very excited about the Starter Store. And so here's the +1. And for this, many of you will know us as having started as a search company, and 2.5 years ago, we acquired a content management system called Hippo. And some of you asked us, why is a search company getting into the content management space? Kind of weird. I think this unified UX that's going to come out in the next 3 months is going to answer that question. Because for the first time, in a single panel, you will be able to figure out from our insights panel, exactly which products to merchandise or exactly which content to build. You'll be able to then build that content and publish it. You'll be able to tune those templates. You'll be able to personalize that experience. You'll be able to throw in that AI and machine learning-driven product grid. You'll be able to add that search box. You'll be able to test. You'll be able to target. You'll be able to tune. And you'll be able to do that in a single UI coming out within the next 90 days. Very excited about the new Bloomreach UX. Thank you. I want to take this moment to thank the best product team and engineering team on the planet. They have done an extraordinary job pulling this together. Thank you, Zun, REA, and our product and engineering team for making this happen. Thank you. All right. So here we go. The innovation does not stop at Bloomreach. This is about expanding innovation to the rest of the world. Expanding the innovation to the rest of the world is because we don't believe customer experiences can uniquely be built by Bloomreach. As we said with Pathways, they're going to be built by you, but they're also going to be built by a wide range of our marketplace partners. We've got a number of them outside, some of the most innovative companies around in commerce, with Curelate in the social space with Passage.ai or Passage AI, which is around chatbots and conversational commerce, with Gorilla around voice-based browsing, and with Binder from the DAM world. And with these integrations, this is just the beginning of a marketplace that we think will represent the most innovative technology infrastructure for digital experiences. It's going to be an awesome couple of days. I encourage you to spend some time with some of the leading companies that are here today. Let them tell you their stories. Their stories are much more interesting than our stories. But they span a wide range of use cases, of verticals, B2B, B2C, grocery, fashion, range of B2B kind of areas. Fantastic stories. We have so much to learn from them. We have so much to learn from you. Thank you all for your time this afternoon, and I look forward to spending time with you over the next day and a half.